are you finding it really hard to trust people? Like, you know, your partners, your ex-partners, you've kind of always had this experience that you could not really trust them. And you might have gone into the relationship, you know, full of hope, you know, this is going to be better, this is going to be different. And then later on, it comes out that he isn't actually telling you the full truth. He's hiding certain things, or he's not totally honest. Or maybe he even cheated on you. You know, one of your ex-partners cheated on you. Or you had people in your life, and maybe your dad, you know, going back all the way to your childhood, you might have had your dad treating you in not so loving ways, and so you could not build up a trust towards your own father, right? And which is a very deep-seated trauma then. So you might have had a history of not being able to trust people, or maybe it was a little bit less traumatic, and you just feel that in you have this blockage. There is a fear about opening up your guards, say, and trust people. So what do you do? What do you do when you've got that? You really want to, because it feels nice when you can trust people, especially your partner, of course, and, you know, all close friends and family members. But it's, you know, mostly about your partner. This is the most important one, who you really must be able to trust. And if you are not able to trust somebody else who's close to you, who's supposed to be your loved one, then you've got to look at that. What's going on here? So the first thing is to look at yourself. What is stopping you from trusting this person? And you will find that there is some fear. And you know that there is some fear, but you don't know exactly which one, or, you know, what are you thinking? What's the thought process underneath the fear that you are aware of? And what you do usually is guard yourself. So you are being really cautious who you are maybe going out with. You might ask him a lot of questions, and you might become controlling. That's another way of dealing with this. And, you know, maybe even telling him what to do and what not to do. So the danger of him cheating or not telling you the truth won't appear. But, you know, that feels really odd to the other person, right? And you can't really tell other people what to do. That is never a good way of being in a loving relationship. And being a controller, of course, also is not a loving way. And therefore, you probably find that that is not fulfilling. It's not satisfying. And you want to have a satisfying relationship. You really want to have a relationship that is coming from love and ease and freedom to speak and freedom to be your authentic self, and just being relaxed and emotionally free inside, so both of you can be who they are. And you know, without having to be cautious of the other person's reaction, right? And for that, you need trust. So if you don't trust other people, that means you're not able to open yourself up fully to their love and to their being, to the way they are. And that is like you know, the stream of love is going to be lessened. It's less. It's just a trickle, maybe. It's not flowing as nicely as you want to. Because when we are not able to trust, we are not coming from love. So you are not coming from love because you are actually having a fear inside that is stronger than your love. So you're putting that fear, it's like a filter, that you're putting your fear in front of your own heart, and you're guarding your heart. You closed it up to some degree, and that fear is hindering your own love to flow. So that fear of the old thing happening again, the fear is coming from a memory. And you're allowing that memory to control you. You're allowing your mind to control you. And that means you are living in the realm of the mind, which is, you know, very calculated, which is controlling, which is trying to protect you from fear. And it does not know anything about love because it is not connected to your heart or your higher self, your bigger self. The conscious mind only knows your memories. It only knows what you have experienced, and it keeps on telling you the same stuff. That will happen again. Be careful. This guy looks like the ex, he will be doing this again. Be careful. And don't do that. Better don't, and it's always trying to stop you and to stay in the same box so you don't have the same experience again. And that means you won't. You will have the same experience again because the fear that it's still feeling or that it's still in you is going to attract the same scenarios. So can you see, you're going to stay in a box if you allow your lack of trust to run you. If you're not investigating it and if you're not fully feeling the fear on what's actually there. And you can do that by, number one, becoming aware of what thoughts is your mind telling you. What are you exactly afraid of? And then write it all out. Let it all come out. Don't try to put a lid on it like what your mind wants you to do. Come back to your heart now. And really connect deeply with your heart. And feel the connection there to your own love. And then call in that fear. Let that fear be there with you, like you call on a friend and you want to investigate. You want to acknowledge that fear. You want to meet that fear. You want to be present to that fear. And that's a way of healing it. That's the way of using your own presence and your own love to deal with it. And now your mind is not in the picture anymore. It's in its own realm, the mental body, and you've come back to your emotional body and to your true self, and you're centered in your heart. And from there, you can send love to your fear. And you can send just acceptance, and you can embrace it. You can send love, and you can also embrace it and pull it back into your heart. So that fear is not there on its own anymore. As a part that's separate. Because what the fear really needs is your acknowledgement, your love, and then to come back into your heart. So there's a holding process going on, which we also call healing. And because healing is always to reintegrate any part of ourselves from before, from childhood or even past life, that needs to be reintegrated into our heart. As long as we've got parts like fear or shame or guilt or anger or sadness somewhere outside of us, sitting there somewhere, we cannot be whole. We cannot feel fully in love because those emotional energies are blocking our own flow from our own love. Okay, so let's just recap. When you can't trust somebody, especially your partner, or you are maybe avoiding to enter into a new relationship because you are really scared to have your heart broken again, to be lied to again, to be cheated on again, and you have protected your heart from that, but you still know that it's not working because the pain is still there, right? So you've tried your best with protection and being cautious and maybe actually not having a relationship altogether, but you are longing for that. You know your soul wants to have a soulmate. You know that you want to live your life and share your life with someone who's like-minded, who's also coming from his own love. And therefore, you need to be your own best lover first. You need to love yourself fully, and that includes your fears. And if you don't love your own fears, and if you haven't worked with them, if you haven't acknowledged them, if you haven't healed them and reintegrate them into your heart, then you will have an energy in your field that says, I'm guarded here, I'm cautious, I'm careful. And that cannot attract to you a soulmate, someone who's also coming from love and living his life from love. Do you see? It is so important to become your own lover first, that you love all of yourself as you are. And then you will be able to attract the man who also loves himself. So any caution, any control, any fears are never going to help you. And they do need to be looked at in order to have that fulfilling dream relationship. I love helping women who are spiritually minded, who are empath, who are heart-centered, maybe even psychic. And you have a sort of a sense of, you know that you need to come from unconditional love, but you don't really know how to achieve that. And you really, really want to come to a place where you feel self-loving and self-empowered. So you can stand strong on your own feet and you don't have to guard yourself and be cautious, yeah, and all of that. And I want to help you get there, because I know my clients' biggest problem is they know what they need, they know they need to love themselves, but they don't know how to achieve that. And the way I work with you is I guide you to connect with that fear. And so all you need to do is I ask you questions and we go deeper and into your subconscious mind, and we connect with the first event when that lack of trust was created. And then you can just experience what happened there. And then I ask you more questions to resolve this with your inner child or with your past life self. And then you guide, again, you find more answers and you get more insights. And we ask your past self, what did she need? And, what is it there that she wanted to learn? And because every experience is there for a reason. It's there to give your soul the experience that she's looking for before she came here. She wanted to have a certain experience. And maybe lack of trust was exactly it. So she can learn not to have her heart broken again at the end of her life. She will learn that during her life. And I want to help you to accelerate your healing journey and your lesson. So you can actually have that soulmate relationship this lifetime, now, as soon as possible. And then, really open up to your own heart a lot more and live your life from love and love yourself unconditionally and all the people around you. That becomes then really easy when you love yourself as you are unconditionally, and you're willing to look at the pain, the fear, the uncomfortable emotions. Then you are coming from love. You're not shying away from that, because love is so powerful, it can face anything. The light is always more powerful than the darkness and the heaviness. So if you want to have help with, accelerating your healing journey, then reach out to me. Let me know. You can leave a comment there, or you can connect with me and book a free Find Your True Love session. And it's about 45 minutes to an hour. We will talk together and find out what's holding you back. What is the actual real reason why you can't trust others and why you haven't found your soulmate yet? What's holding you back from loving yourself truly? And we are looking at what you really want to achieve. How does this look like, your life the way you want it to be, your relationship, and everything in your life? And then I will share with you how I can help you and what it will look like. And then we can find out whether if you want to work with me. I'd love to help you to really come back to your true self, your higher self, your own love. Instead of living your life from your mind and from your fear, you will then end up living from your love. And that's what I want to help you with, to have that sooner. So let me know if this was helpful. Let me know if you're interested in wanting to know more. This is for empathic women who are spiritually minded and who want to empower themselves so that they can live from a fifth dimensional reality sooner than later. Okay, bye for now. And next week, next video, I will be talking about why you might not be able to trust yourself, because that's very similar but different. Okay, so stay tuned for that, and I wish you a beautiful remaining week. Bye for now.